They would crush them. Taylor, what was yours?
I've got a... I'll just ask, what is the correct way to wipe your ass? Because I've seen a lot of opinions out there that I didn't even know existed. What is the correct way to wipe your ass?
I got this down. All right. First of all,
I'm also pretty good. I don't want to toot my own horn.
No one's better than me. All right.
I'll vouch for that. His ass is beautiful.
My ass is good enough to eat out afterward.
That's where I was about to go. I am always analingus ready. All right. You never know when a girl's just gonna want to get right up in there, and a big fan of that. And so, got to be prepared. All right. Mm-hmm. First of all, you want a high fiber diet. You don't want messy shits. All right. It doesn't want to be like you just shat a can of.
You don't want a high fiber diet. Is what
you do. You want a log. Okay. You want a nice enormous biscuit coming out of your ass. All right. Just a poof. Little dust comes out at the end. But on a seriously though, I never, and I mean never, do I shit when there is not a shower coming immediately after. I poop in the morning. All right? I wake up and I'll do stuff until the urge hits me because there's no fucking way I'm going to shower and then shit. All right? No way. I'll delay my whole fucking day. People will be like, "Hey, when are you coming to pick me up?" I'll say whenever I get showered, but what I mean is whenever I shit. Yeah. All right? I'm going to poop and I'm going to wipe with toilet paper because what's coming next is going to eradicate anything.
But what is the wiping tactic? That's what I'm saying.
I lean forward a little bit, reach in from behind, and go front to back.
Yes.
And I also, if necessary, if I haven't had my fiber, if it's been a hot wing night, for example, I might do a lateral wipe, right? Now you need a very special rolling technique, right? I don't always use the same roll of paper when I unroll it from the roll.
They're like Boy Scout knots, one for every purpose.
Exactly. I do fucking paper mache with that shit depending on what kind of wipage I need. The crane, okay, is what I use when it's a real messy one. I make myself
Is that like the three shells technique where you use the crane to pinch the poop and pull it out?
Exactly. It can go in, retrieve any fragments, and it's out. Any dingleberries, any hanger-ons. But I go from butthole laterally across the cheek and down. There's a hook on the end, so you're not just smearing ass.
You go from your butthole laterally, smearing poop onto. So you don't go from the butt cheek.
No, because you have to go with the lay of the skin. All right, because when you go away, when you go away from the butthole, you're spreading the cheek. But if you go from cheek to butthole, you're just folding your ass cheek onto itself, and that doesn't work. We all know that. And so after I'm done,
what are the dimensions of your ass? What's happening here? You're getting folding going on when you wipe too aggressive.
Yeah, the fat of your ass. Your butt cheeks. If you go out to in, it'll kind of like, the skin will roll up. It'll do a thing. I don't know. Just bear with. Well, okay. I'll show you next time. I'll send you a Snapchat in a little bit of me wiping my ass, and I'll show you. Look, you see, it doesn't work. The skin folds.
Look forward to that snap.
And between vomits, you'll agree with me. Then I take a fucking shower, and so it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if I wipe at all, quite frankly, and sometimes maybe I don't. All right.
Well, you definitely want to wipe
is expensive.
Some.
Nah.
You have to clean your ass. You don't want to get your hands shitty.
There's plenty of soap in there. All right. We're getting all soapy in here. I can be filthy. It doesn't matter.
Try to not needlessly bring poop with me into the shower.
Why not? It's a drain.
As a rule of thumb.
It's a drain. It's a drain.
It's a drain.
Judge Costanza was right.
Down. Yeah,
I'll waffle stomp that shit right down. I don't give a fuck. The only bad part is if it's a hot shower and if it's really steamy. There's nothing smellier than a shit steam.
And there was a kid at school who got bullied because this was like a totally ancillary thing. I heard this like third or fourth hand, but it was someone in my grade who was taking a shit at school, which when you're like in 8th grade or whatever it was, is not something you ever want to do. Like having to shit at school at that age, I don't know about you guys, but I never wanted to do it. I like to be in the comfort of my own home, not thinking that at any minute some middle schoolers are going to come in and start fucking with you. And so he was in there, and someone stood up on the toilet in an adjacent stall as he was wiping his ass, and he leaned over and looked at him as he was doing it, and he's apparently he just like announced, "God Guys, David's wiping back to front. Back to front. He was standing up, reaching his hand between his legs, going back to front, like where you'd get shit on your balls. Does this make sense?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, it doesn't make sense, but I understand what you're saying.
So he had been wiping this way his whole life, and then he got mocked for it ruthlessly for a while because standing up entirely and bending over and reaching your hand back like you're going to finger your own butt and then wiping that way did not serve him well. I can't believe. Yeah. It's not what you want. I would not have made fun of someone for the way they wipe, by the way.
Joe Rogan was talking about the toilet that they have there at his studio, which I imagine is just magnificent. I'd love to see that studio. And he's got a bidet like built into the toilet, and he's like, it shoots right into the hole. And the guy from Everlast was like, into the hole or onto the hole? He's like, into the hole. It blasts water up your asshole. You got to poop the water out. You're getting cleaned inside and out.
It's like a water pick for your ass.
That's where I am. Like Kyle's talking about his fabulous technique. I would argue that I have fabulous tools, right? You know, it's either the bidet, which has strangely good aim somehow, or like every toilet has wet wipes next to it. So, you know, you're not wiping butts around here with some dry toilet paper. If it was on your palm, you wouldn't use dry paper to wipe it. You're just pretending you got it clean if that's your situation. We have wet wipes or some sort in every toilet, and I'll start with the dry paper, finish with the wet wipe, and analingus ready, as Kyle might say.